especially for the actors, we determine how good an actor will look. You are the one who will determine whether the last 20% or 60% is going to work.
Our guest today has edited over 1,000 content across music videos, films, documentaries, from MTV Sugar to post-supervising Africa's most watched films to Kill a Monkey.
AFEC secretary. AFEC is the guild for filmmakers, Association of Film Editors in Kenya.
Okay.
And also a member of Tempo. Tempo is the overall federation for editors across the world, including Hollywood, Bollywood, everyone. Netflix and Showmax reduced our standards to 2.1 audio. Go check. Creative Leverage looks at nimepewa budget here 10 million. 10 million is not enough to do a proper film. If I buy Stan lunch, Stan can edit, can score, can do all this. If I give him $1,000, he will do all that for me. The reason I said we do not cut, a proper master editor edits.
Welcome to Beyond the Timeline podcast. Season 2 starts now. Karibu sana Monicah Mugo.
Thank you.
To start off, you have edited over 1,000 content across all these different genres, right? What made you fall in love first with this art before you got to even making these 1,000 things? Who is Monicah Mugo before getting to the over 1,000 created content?
Who is Monicah Mugo?
Yes.
She's many things. Currently, I would say I am a creative director,
Okay.
a leader. That one, I'm AFEC secretary. AFEC is the guild for filmmakers, Association of Film Editors in Kenya.
Okay.
And also a member of Tempo. Tempo is the overall federation for editors across the world, including Hollywood, Bollywood, everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's more like it's a prestigious, guild for all, editors across. And in Africa, we're just 2 guilds: SAGE, yes, South African Guild, Editors Guild, and Kenya now for East and Central. It's Kenya. It's AFEC.
AFEC. East and Central Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Technically, even the West.
Even Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria doesn't have a film editors
association.
Yeah, they're still working on it. I am. Oh my God, I'm looking at what I should put in and what I should reduce.
Just feel free. We'll fix in post.
You see what you did there? I'm looking at it from, we limit it to film. I love politics. I'm a politician.
Okay.
I love business. Into investing, that side. That's where also MMF is coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with film, and you're like, there's some things you need to do here and there, but you cannot do them as an individual.
Yeah.
So you have to learn the business sides of it, and then now you start investing in different IPs, which as a post-producer now you start understanding. And that's where the other title comes from, where I'm a post-producer. Yeah, so when I'm not post-producing for MMF, you can call me and I post-produce for you. Yeah, so, and MMF has different creatives who are partners, others are post-producers. Yeah, because we've been looking at post-producing projects like can we post-produce like 10 projects at a go? So if I'm able to produce 10 projects, we have the creative directors who will be, we hire this post-producer, that post-supervisor, this editor, that so they are doing different things, but as the creative directors, we are able to help produce this post-producer and supervise what they are doing, you know. So that
So
we
more like a mentorship.
Yeah, it's more like a mentorship. But now, remember, every project and every creative has their own vision.
Yeah.
So our work is to make sure we're watching the vision, but we're also polishing it, so that any image that this person represents, it reflects on us. We've been very quiet, you know.
Quite
but
in terms of projects?
Also in terms of coming out.
Yeah.
Because most of our clients don't like shouting a lot. And and also knowing that in Kenya, how many studios do you know in Kenya that are post-producing?
Actually, they're very minimal. I can't get to 5.
Probably, yeah, they're
can't
not
get
more
to
than
5.
5.
You know, I can't
And
get
even the
5.
ones that we know, even us, right now, we are very quiet.
Yeah.
But it's by design, because also it depends on the number of projects we're doing.
I have faced a similar challenge because I transitioned from just being the person on the camera and just going into post.
Yeah.
But then now you realize that for you to get jobs, you need a portfolio. But then you have done almost 10 films that none is out.
Yeah.
So who gives you a job if you don't have a portfolio, because the 10 films are not out? So I get what you mean when you say the post-production studios get silent, because again, you get the job, but then it depends on how you interact with the client and when the project is out, how they choose to release the project and stuff.
And actually, the other challenge that comes with that is that Kenya, we're not at a point where our film producers are able to hire you as a post house.
Yeah.
And mostly commercials do that, but very few are able, like 1 or 2 clients.
Is it budget-wise? Or what is it?
Okay. Do you know it's in post-production where producers make money?
Which is interesting, but it's also there where money is lost.
You see, no, for us we understand that, but when you look at it, for instance, budget or post-production, how much do you think they allocate?
Well, if you ask me, like the way I understand post, or if now I was a producer, right, I would give post-production around
Let's say out of 10 million, how much would you give?
Let's say percentage-wise, I'd give it 45.
Oh man, you're so nice.
45.
You're
No, but
so
you see,
nice.
it's also the way you're saying, I understand post, so you know the challenges that would
That's a
probably
dream come true for post-producers, man. Oh gosh. Okay, I think we need to clarify. People should not mistake an editor with the post-producer.
Yes, because for me, when I'm saying post-production, I'm talking about the whole packaging,
Now that's
not just the editor.
Yeah.
Yes, the whole process. Whole process. Yeah.
So before let me just clarify this. It's yet to come true that 45% can be allocated to post-production. Technically, what happens, I don't remember any post-production giving more than $1 million, except people like, MTV, or you're getting a client like...
How much does that come to? $1 million when the budget is, the production budget?
Like we said, that's where the money is made.
Yeah.
So what normally happens, we're still a survival industry.
Yes.
So a producer gets a budget, let's say 50 million. Instead of hiring a post-producer, and now post-producer is the person who comes, looks at what is needed. You have a producer in production. Now in post, there's also a producer who produces the post. You have to look for the vendors, colorists.
Kabla tufike. Naona unatupeleka mbio sana. Kabla tufike huko.
Yeah.
There's a point I am missing first.
Yes, ask.
What got you into editing, wewe?
Maybe.
Because what I know is so many people I interact with, People tell me how, first of all, editing is tedious or it's boring.
It is.
And then you find that people who've gone to traditional systems, like going to school, they will prefer roles like the director or the producer. But
These are the cool titles.
exactly.
Director, cinematographer,
What attracted
producer.
you to editing?
Oh my. So, okay, I'm a very technical human being.
Okay.
That girl loves the hardest stuff that people don't want to touch.
Interesting.
The numbers, the mathematics, the science. I
Yeah.
want to know how does this work. So when I took film studies, I had two options. I had to do, it was a scholarship,
Yeah.
and so I had to do catering
Okay.
or film. But I looked at it because I love cooking, you know. For me, cooking is therapeutic.
Yeah.
I don't look like a kitchen girl. But
really? How do the kitchen girls look?
I get that a lot. Actually, I'll be sitting there and people will be like, she doesn't look like she cleans.
Okay.
So I'm like,
okay.
at least nimehepa kitchen.
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that perspective, when I got the scholarship to do film, first, film by that time, it was considered not a career. Even now, film is not a career.
Still struggling.
Yeah. Even our government is still struggling to acknowledge that film is a career. But wanataka tax.
Yes, wanataka pesa hapo.
Wasikie hiyo kitu. So, when I looked at the scholarship that I got, I didn't have enough money to go to pay for medicine. I wanted to do medicine.
Okay.
And then I looked at the budget. I was like, okay, I don't have enough. And then it takes 7 years. And, you know, I was also taking care of my brother. And it never added up. So, and, you know, in the family, you have to decide. I decided to take one for the family, for my brother, and take care of him. So I was like, I'm going to take the shortest course so that I'm able to be there for him.
To get into the job market.
So when my neighbor told me, it started in church. I'm a Christian. So one of my neighbors came and told me, there's this thing going on with World Vision, what. I was like, okay. And then they said, in our jumia, hatuna mtu. I was like, okay.
Huyo ni mimi.
So I was hesitant because I don't like free things per se. I'm used to working for everything. So even if you brought me a bouquet of flowers, I'll be like, what's the catch? You know, shida, I'm a firstborn. Once you're a firstborn, everything you put a question mark.
Yeah.
So I took it, and I went. Out of 2,000 students who applied, around 300 of us were taken in. I made it to the cut. And the next thing, we're in school. But when I still had an option, I love cars. I had an option to become a mechanic because I love physics. And I've always wanted to, I'm a rider also. I'm a superbike rider.
Okay.
And I told you I'm a very technical person. So I was like, okay, I could do mechanics and then physics and then end up, because I draw cars a lot. Like I love designing architecture and stuff. I was like, I could end up designing cars, which even now I can still do. But what I looked at the possibility of me getting to the final, and I was like, okay, this is longer than this. So catering, I don't like bad food. So I was like, catering, tena kuhustle. I don't like that. I like a place where I can catch my niche haraka and then I fit and I dominate. So so mechanic was like, no. Catering, no. And then during that time, there's this principal from New York. He had come from New York Film School. He's called Don. You know, he's a white guy from New York. He had a school here in town, and he was pitching his school, and then I looked at the two guys who were shooting. They really looked cool.
Okay.
And so when he was talking, I paid attention. He asked questions no one was willing to answer, so I answered all the questions.
Yeah.
And he gave me attention, and I put it. I was like, it looks nice on me. So my friend Kenneth Miner, thank you, always my guardian. Kenneth was like, no, don't worry, we'll figure out how we'll do. After I told him it's 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months unasoma nini? At least with catering, it's easier, you know?
Introduction.
Yeah, so for me, being a technical person, if you tell me that tukae chini,
Yeah.
6 months, I'm like, the math is not adding.
Yeah.
So that's how I was like, okay. I took it, and when we got to the school, so this is what I told God. I told God, I did not have the money to go for medicine, but if you give me this cert, I'll work on it like I'm working on PhD.
Yeah.
So when I took it up, I studied, like I would be in campus by 6 and I would leave by 9 p.m.
Determination.
So we would go and sneak into other students' classes, second years classes. After we are done with our class, we'd sneak into second year's class.
To catch up.
And guess what? That's where I met Samsoko, the director.
Yeah, director.
Yeah, who later is like a part of my life.
Interesting.
And the biggest projects we have done. He is like the foundation of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. And I graduated with cert. A class of almost 60 students, only me and Kenneth completed. Yes.
What happened?
Well, math is not right. Let's call it entertainment.
Mambo si rahisi.
Yeah, mambo si. But that's where we started with a lot of celebrity. By that time, there was a transition in the media industry where journalists were being forced to learn editing, because when you send them to the field, they need to know how to shoot and edit. That was the season. Yeah, it became very easier. So by that time, that's where now we started learning how to be multifaceted. You're shooting, you're editing, you're doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, and then jumping into Samsoko's class, I would go and sit at the back. And then I think he would tell, this student is not my student. And then one day he asked me, what are you doing? I said, I want to learn this, but is it okay if I sit at the back? I won't disturb you.
So he was lecturing?
Yeah, he was a lecturer.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was lecturing screenwriting. That time he used to write for BBC. Yeah, so yeah. And that's how we made it. And then when I got my internship, before that I got, that was a cert, right? We became very good. Our principal was very happy, and we got a scholarship. Me and Ken, we got a scholarship to do a diploma.
School?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we did a diploma, and we became too good that the school started asking us, what can we teach you? Yeah, so we got internship, and ever since, story really changed. Yeah.
That's interesting. This is an interesting question.
Yes.
What does a great editor see that the normal person does not see, according to your perspective?
People think let me start by demystifying this. People think editing is chop, 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 chop. That's not editing. Just
that is
like
cutting.
That's cutting.
Yeah.
But then if you realize an edit is that one person who understands everyone else. I understand what the costume designer was doing, so I will direct the colorist to some extent, try, and then I'll pick the best shot that portrays that. We are called the third script writers, the final script writers.
Yeah.
We interpret what the scriptwriter was trying to visualize, and then you re-edit it and put it into perspective. You build that world.
Yeah.
You help the director land the vision. You help the producer also land the vision, and the cinematographer. People don't really realize how much impact we have on cinematographers. Because imagine if you chose a bad shot.
There's sometimes I get a feedback whereby you give them the draft, and I don't know if you've experienced this. The actor assumed there was a better shot. So while they were shooting, there's a shot they felt was better. And then when you give them the first draft, this shot is not there. So you get a question like, was this the best shot you had to select? And you're like, well, the shot selection also comes with other things. It's not just this was
It's
just the
not
best shot.
You know, people think when you put a close-up at you're being biased.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
At that time, because I remember at some point the DP was called and the DP comes. He sees the first cut. He's like, no, there's a better shot than that.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
it's not about a better shot. You're looking at lighting.
Continuity.
I'm looking at continuity. I'm looking at performance. I'm looking at every other factor.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like your judgment as an editor has to be cutthroat, you know? Sometimes even the director will say, okay, can we have this here? And you're like, yes, we can, but it will destabilize the rhythm, the pacing. It won't add to this, you know? This line needs to complement this, you know? The plot line will be, you know? So, and that's why we say, when you're saying, mi nataka editor, the question is, what kind of an editor are you looking for? Are you looking for shikanisha, eka music, wewe, skuma? Are you looking for... Because the other thing people don't understand is that we determine how the audience feel. We determine how much your mind is going to be elevated emotionally, intellectually. Because if I decide to cut a certain line out, I've offset something, you know. My music selection, if I do not have someone to choose music for me, it's going to also offset a lot of things. So I am literally building a world that will make you sit down for 2 hours and without touching your phone, without being distracted, and you're just immersed in that world. And we have to proceed like that for a few hours, and then mtu anakuja anakwambia ati we kata tu.
Yes, ni kukat tuweke hizo vitu pamoja u export.
Editing is deeper because also we, especially for the actors, we determine how good an actor will look. As much as everyone else has done, you are the one who will determine whether the last 20% or 60% is going to work.
Yeah.
You know? Based on how well you can. Because I have to look at, okay, you never, for instance, with music videos, it's one thing to see your artist rap, but sometimes when you put them in front of a camera, they cannot.
It doesn't work.
They don't sing. You know, Mr. Rina Hata. So in that process, like, okay, you know, this is the beauty of having NDAs, my people. We do not talk. So majority of, I think majority of music video directors will tell you, artist wangu hawezi go past 2 sentences ama 3 ama whole verse hawezi piga yote. So now as an editor, I have to invent something
to interrupt
that. You know? Because you'll notice e-take kwa energy when we are synchronizing, they're not adding. There's a difference. So in music videos, unlike commercials and everything, that's where we learn to break the rules. You break the rule and you get away with it, but you make it entertaining. With commercials, it's very precise. This shot must... there's a format. Commercials, you're like... It has to be 30 seconds. Tell me a story in 30 seconds. Sell me this product in 30 seconds. It's very precise. So I'm telling you a visual language in
30 seconds.
In 30 seconds.
Or even less.
There's a team, Jumia. I directed a commercial for Jumia. And while you are editing, you had to put in mind that if I do a one take, it must be 15 seconds. Yes.
It was a
Yes.
one take.
No,
promo?
like if we did different takes.
Yes.
It's easier to chop.
Yes.
But it has to be 15 seconds, including logo ya Jumia.
Yeah.
So technically it's 11 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me a story in 11 seconds, you know? So it's the same way when now we come to do series and film and documentaries, it's different.
Yeah.
A documentary will teach you to be flexible because there's no script. The script you have is a guiding script. It's an instructing document.
Yes.
It has, because you're dealing with someone's life. I'm here with you. Do I know in the next 5 minutes what will happen?
No.
It's a documentary. So we sit and wait. You know? So you're anticipating. That's why, for instance, right now I'm producing a documentary called Nyabenge, the Rastafari documentary.
I've heard
The
about
ganja
it.
story.
Yeah, they lost one of their members, right?
Yeah, the leader, the overall
yes,
leader.
That's when I
Yes.
my friend was doing that documentary. I don't know where he got with it.
Which friend?
From South Sudan.
Nelson is your friend?
Kwaje Nelson.
He's your friend? Nelson is my executive.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I should buzz him
Yeah,
right now.
I know. We've worked with Nelson for kutoka kitambo sana. Yes.
Nelson Kwaje?
Yes. So I knew about it when this guy was passing on. That's when I learned about it.
Yeah, he passed on before even he started.
Yeah.
And we've been shooting for a whole year.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, thanks to being a post-producer, man. He called me to edit, and I first asked him, which is the first question any person should ever ask. What's your vision? Every project I'll come on board, I'll ask you, what's your vision? What are you trying to achieve?
Kabla tufike huko. Is there a specific format or style that you enjoy now that you've done music videos, trailers, documentaries, series? Is there one in particular that you do enjoy, and why?
Music videos.
Music videos, why?
Yes. I go crazy. I invent.
The flexibility.
It's not even, no, because if you look at the music videos I edit, you can't tell they have been edited by someone local. Yeah, I can brag about that. I can brag about that. So a few friends or some few people, they say it's a London style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
is it an intentional style you look up to?
It's people who've mentored me.
They're from London.
Not really. It's in Africa, I've only been inspired by one person. The late Teboho Mahalatsi. He died.
Okay.
Yeah, so rest in peace. After I watched the This Is Africa TIA DSTV advert, it was very well edited, and I was like, I want to direct like that. I want to edit like that. The sound design, the color, everything. So I was like, that's
this
it.
This is the person I'm
you know.
looking for.
And then after that, I start because when I looked at other people across who really inspired me on that level,
the
other person is called Terence Neal. He's from South Africa. He's done very good adverts, but majority of the people who've inspired me, they come from Ridley Scott Film Association. Yeah, he hires different talent pool, and then he releases them to do their thing. But under that umbrella, if you went and picked like 10 people, oh my, you know, caliber, that's the bar. So every time I'm doing a project, you might think I'm competing, but I'm not competing. This is my bar. Yeah.
Just setting standards.
It's just setting standards because there's a lot of things we want to do and learn, but we do not have an opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
For instance, we do not have a proper film school.
Yeah.
Okay. Msinipige mawe.
We have film schools.
We have film schools.
Proper, no.
Proper, no. We have videography schools. You know, Mohamed Amin was a proper film school. You know, it take you through the process, because we've seen other students come out and we're even asking some of our friends, unaenda shule kufanya nini? Technically, you should be teaching them. Because when you get out and some of their students get out and you look at what they've been learning, of course, we know there's a lot. The translation is lost in between.
Yeah.
And the student wonders. You wonder whether it's the student or the teacher, you know. But you're being taught by someone who's never touched a camera. And even if they touched it, they shot probably an interview. An interview is no. And do light setup.
But isn't the school just a place to give you the foundationals?
But have you checked the curriculum the school is using?
No.
Oh my. Please do that as an assignment.
I know ni ya kitambo. First of all, I know ni ya kitambo.
Yeah, and that's what you find AFEC is really trying to bridge the gap.
Okay.
Yeah, because if we are able to come in and help the varsities to, you know, to bridge that gap, the students don't have to learn with the old curriculum, because the old curriculum states that media and journalism, film is still a strange unit. As much as we have a few campuses that are trying to incorporate it, but they are also merging it with theater, which shouldn't be the case.
Yes.
Film is a science, and it's very technical.
Very.
So, and when, like, directing should be a unit by itself, editing should be a unit by itself, cinematography should be a unit. Let's come to music, because I write music.
Yeah.
Writing for film and writing for entertainment is totally different. The frequencies, how you set the frequencies and arrange the instrument, how you do it for scores and how you do it for music that is going to be played in the club, the setting is very different, you know? Because even the mastering is very different.
Yeah.
This one is mastered for 5.1. This one is mastered for stereo. You know, iende fanye hivi na hivi na uko. But for me, here I'm immersing you, you know. So that's why you find some clubs are really trying. And now this is where we talk about entertainment design.
Yeah.
And that's where now, as a post-producer, when I say post-producer, I don't mean as an editor. I mean as a post-producer who understands music writing, music selection for a series, for this episode, for this scene.
Yeah.
I understand color grading because I've done grading, you know. I've done technically almost everything. I've DOP'd, I've directed, I've written. So when you come and you sit down as a post-producer and you call me as a client, the first thing, that's where the vision was coming from. What are you trying to achieve?
Yes.
And then as an entertainment designer, I will look at it and then I'll say, okay, you're trying to achieve this, but what your budget is able to give you this. How do we bridge the gap?
Yeah.
And then we meet here, you know? And once you understand that, it becomes very clear, because, for instance, Netflix, I always complain about this. Netflix and Showmax reduced our standards to 2.1 audio. Go check.
Why?
To stereo, and you can check even now.
Kwa nini?
2.1 sound.
What was the reason?
People will never give you what you've not shown them you can deliver. In Kenya, who do you know can give you Dolby 5.1? Clean Dolby sound.
We'll have to ask sound designers. They'll have to come here and tell us.
I am a sound designer. And among the best, I've won several awards in sound design.
Why can't you guys give us Dolby 5.1?
There's some, because this is not about sound designing.
Yeah.
This is about
In the production?
mixing and mastering.
Okay.
I can design sound for you, because designing has two stages.
Yeah.
I can design how you're going to receive it, and then I can design how something will sound like. Two different things.
Okay.
Yeah, like that is, I'm creating that for, let's say, an earthquake, maybe shake up, and then when I go to design it, I will amplify it to sound like you understand. This you can do a lot nowadays. We have a lot of softwares that can do all that.
Yes.
And then the second layer to that is where now, how do I attune it, the frequencies of it, that, for instance, the way we mix and master horror is not the same we mix and master a rom-com. A rom-com is more buju things, you know.
Fun and romantic.
Fun, romantic. But horror, without you seeing, the sound itself needs to give you goosebumps, and there's a frequency to that. You know? Yeah, so there's so much. That's why we call it entertainment design.
Yes.
But now when you look at all that, because for instance, the way we design music for series and documentaries and fiction, and you know, it's totally different, but the difference is very minor. Unless you pay attention, it's very minor. Because TV, especially in East and Central, let's say in Africa, we're not yet intentional
about how we design
the sound and the music, and even the episodes. We're just shooting tunataka 25 minutes, you know, but what are you gaining out of that 25 minutes? So when you look at the way Hollywood and BBC does it, they're like, no, this I need to understand. I'm not telling this story to kids.
Yes.
I'm telling it to a very intellectual person, and I'm not going to fake you. The audience, people assume audience doesn't know. The audience always know.
They do know.
They know what they are signing up for. They know what they want, you know?
Hold that thought.
Yes.
What you're talking about is one thing I've experienced a lot, and it takes us to the next question, which I was to ask. Now, you as an editor or as a post producer or post supervisor, can you tell that a project is going to be difficult just by how you've seen the production or just the production workflow of the project?
Yes.
How?
By the experience I've gained for those 15 years. Yes. First, I started by, I was never given a clean cut, well shot project. When I was starting editing.
Well, you were starting to edit.
Yes. Because who's going to give a beginner a proper timeline? And the person who's mentoring me that is called Sam. I'm very grateful to Sam, because Sam was rough. It was like, chukua barrier, start with the barrier. And it was the worst project.
Barrier?
Yeah, it was the worst. You know, that project people just shot, the others were drunk, you know. I graduated into weddings. We're the ones who changed the game of weddings. Well, the reels you're seeing around, we came up with trailers. We are the guys.
Wedding trailers.
Yeah, we created the trailers. We even made it fun. We're the guys who brought the cranes into weddings. Yeah, we shot a lot of high-profile weddings back then. My boss was the first person to introduce DSLRs. We were under the Lesi media back then. The Lesi dominated. We shot in Tanzania for ministers, MPs, central bank, you know, governors, sons and daughters, like any who is Uru's cousins, you know. So by that time, we were not treating weddings as wedding. We were treating it as a commercial brand. You see how different it looks like. It needs to be fun.
So
Kama ni watu wana dance, you know, you have to feel it. So my work was to translate it. So for me to understand, because I went as an editor, and I started in photography, and I was like, okay, I need to be on set, because I was tired of getting bad footage. I'm like, dude, kwani mlikuwa mnaangalia nini? Sielewi, mlikuwa mna shoot? How could you? miss a shot, unaniletea shot ya 15 seconds inaishia katikati ya action, what were you doing?
Yeah.
So that frustration made me to want to go to set, and I started shooting because tumetoka PD 170,
Yes.
tumeingia HD,
Yes.
and then DSLR,
DSLR.
Sony.
Yes.
So to pole Lumix, GH2, GH3, GH4, GH5.
Yeah. Actually, GH5
Yeah.
really changed the game.
It changed the game. So at that time, tuna shoot pole tunaendelea. I'm like, so now my boss realizes he can split the team because sasa nimeanza kushoot. And when you're shooting, I would shoot like, I don't trust you to get the shot.
Like, this is the only shot we have.
This is the only shot we have.
Yeah,
so when I'm shooting, I'm like, we are 10, but I know I continue. Hata kana tembea na kimbia, I don't cut.
Shooting.
I'm still shooting because I realized in that process, I could capture the audio you didn't capture. And the audio the Zoom failed to capture.
Yeah.
So technically, shooting weddings and birthdays and high profile, in-house events and corporate, so that's when we transitioned into corporate. It helped me for survival because I was shooting on survival mode.
Yeah.
Guys get excited, they go get drunk, chupa moja mbili, boom, you miss the shot.
Yes.
So, and then you develop a work ethics whereby you're shooting during the day, the clients need that clip tomorrow. So the whole night you transnight. So in almost there's a 2-year gap from 2012 to 2013. I spent I would sleep in the office like every month. The only time I would go home was to pick clothes and see my mom and come back. I was literally sleeping in office. Because you leave, go home, sleep 2 hours, and then what?
Yeah.
Understand? So that's where the work ethics developed. And then are you expected to color correct?
You're doing everything.
And color grade, At the same time, you realize something is missing.
Yeah.
That time we're using Red Giant.
Wakati zimetoka sasa.
Wakati zimetoka. And then unaangalia hivyo like, Red Giant kuna kitu ilikuwa inakunyima, colorista 2, 3,
yes.
Kidogo ina fail, kidogo you have to crack. We're cracking all the softwares. And that's why technology, you can't be an editor and not understand technology.
Lazima ukuwe tech person.
Yeah, you have to. So
that is true.
Color grading ikaingia. Una realize umeshoot wedding ama umeshoot commercial. And then also I started directing infomercials there and documentaries.
Yeah.
Because umetumwa, I'm not director, ni nyinyi. So as the lead person, when ni editor ni nini, so you understand.
You take up the role, yeah.
You take up the role. Na mmesplitiwa timu kama 3. So, but at the end of the day, I was also supervising posts at that time. Sam was here, but he helped me a lot. But while that was happening, remember no one is teaching you how to edit and you're not allowed. So in my sleeping as I was an intern, in sleeping in the office, people would go home, I would sleep in the office and then go open the software. And then unajua premium unaweza fungua. And then I would copy duplicate the timeline and then toanisha. Nione, how does it affect? Because it got to a point, the guy is editing with shortcuts, man. Hataki kukuonyesha. So kozile za, okay, unajua sio tu, unanyamazanga unasema. But nitakupata. Nakuona but nitakupata. So that's how we survived. And when I learned that a lot of people right now who are dominating in the scene were my interns. Because I felt like it wasn't good for me to understand. I didn't want anyone to go through what I went through. So I would literally tell, what do you want to learn? Do your timeline. Mess it up, I will correct it. And then they would edit. Their first project, I gave it to them. Their second project, and I would babysit you. Tutalala kwa ofisi tukifanya. Then you'll do, I'm like, okay, now you're free now to do it yourself. Nitakuja nikusaidie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So some of the big editors, wengine wengi, like a lot of people, they pass through my hands.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
we're here now.
Quite an impressive journey. Now, kuna kitu umemention sana when you're dealing with the clients, and particularly when you get to a point, yes, you're on set, but you do not have probably now the colorist wameshoot na red, we wamekwambia we ni editor, and then ukiangalia what is needed here, it's beyond the editor. So how do you get to negotiate your role in a situation where the client does not understand the post-production in itself? Like for them, washajua ikitoka hapa it needs an editor, but as for you, you understand the post process. It's not just the editor and all this. So how do you get to negotiate with these people in these terms?
I think we first need to understand that you're coming from an industry that is still on its infancy stages. And those who understand the industry, they either decide to be ignorant because again they want to make some money out of it. Ama anajua Stan will work for me for this,
Yeah.
I know someone who knows someone. So the normal workflow should be have a post producer, post supervisor, or either one of them, and then editor, sound designer, all these people. But in East Africa and also East and Central going up, and some few in Nigeria, in also South Africa, when they say an editor, I am looking for an editor, they're not looking for someone to cut the story. They're looking for someone who can do graphics, sound design, color, and what is it called? Score, choose music, package, do all those things. Everything, color grade. Yeah, you're doing the whole post.
Yeah.
So you need to ask yourself, what are you really looking for? And then there's the element of being undermined as an editor. Well, we are, even the budget, the way the budget is designed, editors are not above the line. The budget is designed in a way there's above the line, there's below the line. We're always
below the line.
Yeah. And yet you're the one, without you, there's no film.
Because you're carrying out all these things and correcting the mistakes.
Actually, you're deciding the DP will win an award or not.
Yeah.
You're deciding if the wardrobe is well presented. Because if the editor does not merge all this together well, no one gets anything.
Yes,
you don't get the best picture, you don't get the best director, you don't get, the actor, the performance is bad because you have to represent the emotions, the performance, all these things.
Yeah.
And so when the producer fails to understand the role of post-production, they cut it out. And then it becomes, okay, because we always come as an afterthought. Because it's a requirement.
Nani atasoti kitu.
Nani atasoti kitu. And even today, DPs are being hired on a basis that they will color grade.
The DP?
Yes. They are hired
serious?
on that basis, yes.
Okay.
So it's a very weird survival tactic, but it's also very shrewd.
Yeah.
Because when it's like that, in pre-production, you're not considered.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be there because when you read the script, the first reading, okay, and I'll blame the fact that we have a lot of producers who are managers and not creatives.
It's a financial problem.
It's not even a financial problem because you can be, it's about ignorance, creative ignorance, and there's something we call creative leverage. This is how creative leverage works. And we've been doing it, it's just that we do not know it is creative leverage. Creative leverage looks at nimepewa budget ya 10 million.
Yeah.
10 million is not enough to do a proper film. It's not. But I look around and say, if I buy Stan lunch, Stan can edit, can score, can do all this. If I give him $1,000, he will do all that for me. But they forget when you're doing music, you need licenses or you need to produce your original music.
Or even hire artists.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So there's a licensing workflow. It's a whole workflow, production by itself.
Yeah.
And then if I need other things, so I'll sit down and look at the script and I'll say, okay, how do you as a director intend to execute this? Are we going to hire stunts or are we going to do VFX?
Yeah.
You know, so as an editor, I need to understand. But for them, what they do is the director also, many directors do not understand the post-production workflow. They just know, we're editor utanipati.
Yeah, then I'll just criticize it and we're done.
Because, and then they don't even know how plot line works.
Yeah.
Because this is, before I forget, the reason I said we do not cut, we edit plot lines.
Yeah.
Editors edit, a proper master editor edits plot lines. Because this is the story, this is the whole story.
Yeah.
This story comes from year to year. The story is about you, maybe you're going for a revenge. But from here we have 10 characters. Each character is a plot line.
Mm-hmm.
Nani amepitia kwa mamake, nani amepitia kwa demu yake,
Yeah.
nani amepitia kwa maboys. So I'm editing this plot line and I'm editing this plot line. And it's like the way a writer will write this plot line and this plot line and then, okay, then nitauliza, but na feel nani ayuko complete.
Yeah.
It's because the plot line is not complete. It has been misrepresented. So for us who are creative directors, I'm a master editors now.
Yeah.
When you give me your film,
yeah,
that's what hata kama umeedit uniambie niangalilie, what do you think I'll be looking for? The first thing is a plot line. Plot lines za kila mtu.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, has this, if I understand the plot line ya kila mtu, I will go back to the script or I'll tell you, is this all the footage that we have? Send me the rough cut of everything. Bad as it is, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because I know it has like 90% of everything.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And then if that's not enough, I'll tell you, send me the drive. And then I'll go through everything. That's why now as an editor, I won't look at the print. I throw away the continuity sheets.
Yes.
I throw away the script. Now I want to see what you have. And I'll cut exactly by just looking, okay, this one has some few lines the actor said. Then I'll start exploiting from what, within that scene, every scene I'll start exploiting. Ni nini iliachwa, ndaiweka pia, naeka kila kitu and then I'll sit back and watch again and say, okay, now this person is going, okay, this will connect with this will connect with this, okay.
Yes.
Now the plot lines are connecting, and then if it was 70 minutes, it is 90 ama 120. And then now I start thinking of pacing, okay, if I cut out this will connect with this, you know.
Yeah.
So upon your creative work starts kicking in. But that's why even the director is supposed to come. Why? People don't understand what the director is there to do. He's there to help you with the plot lines.
And see because which one connects and which ones don't.
Because come director is not a technical editor. What else is he there to do?
But what if now the director is watching and telling you, you get creative.
What do you think they're saying by getting creative? In short, there's some words. Ukisikia mtu amesema unajua tu entertainment. You can literally tell penye tumefika in life, someone is cheating you.
Yeah.
He does it because for instance, as an editor, if I tell you, what do you think of that cut? And you'll be like, something is missing. I will understand what you're saying by that.
Yeah.
And then I'm ukinipea rough cut. Uniambia, this is a rough cut. there's a lot I need to do that has not been added.
Yes,
Unaona?
yes.
But if I tell you this is draft 1, you know, draft 1 could be a perfect cut
Yeah.
and can be locked. Oh, disclaimer, never give a draft that has no music, has no sound design. Yeah. Because you'll be judged by that. People will think, ona katalinipatia. But in reality, sit down and you're like, okay, sawa sawa. Unaona?
What if you tell them? Like you indicate?
No.
They won't get what you're telling them.
They will never see what you're saying.
Yeah.
They won't see it. For instance, with Sugar, I wasn't one of the Sugar's editor.
Yeah.
I was stepping in for a friend. You know, we step in for each other. Oh, hizi vitu tunafanyanga.
Yes.
So I learned this from Samsoko. Back in the days, Samsoko, we edited a lot of documentaries. And I'm very grateful that we went through that journey, infomercials and documentaries. And that's where I was able to marry the creativeness of music videos, because we did music videos for activism and all those things. And he allowed me even to shoot. I would shoot with like Brian Manene. Somehow he allowed me to be the small creative director.
So you were in every department?
I was in every department, and it's a privilege, because once as an editor I would suggest you get knowledge in every department. So it gives you a clear view of what you're doing. Yeah, you can tell color iko sawa. Ni si film moja nimeletewa color and then I see something and then I polish the color. Yeah. So having that, I couldn't do that if I didn't have the knowledge. Because sisi ni wale wa Da Vinci Studio 9 ikianza. When I get the nods when everyone was like, we're like, bro.
Wanapenda adjustment layers and the nods.
Unaona. So actually don't even use LUTs. It's being lazy. It's good, but it's being lazy.
Yes.
I'm technical. Let's build this thing.
Yeah.
Music. Give me music ya kule, nitakwambia nipe stems, because I must dismantle that thing and then I want to stretch and then I compress.
Yeah,
because that's the whole idea of montages. Montage, you compress time ama you expand time.
With how you play with the pictures.
The pictures, you know. And people don't understand what slow-mo does. Slow-mo, when you time ramp, slow-mo is nekata hapa na hapa. Aside from understanding the frame rates na nini, you need to understand, what am I doing with slow-mo? I am trying to, na watu wanai misuse by the slow-mo.
Ndio wasi misuse slow-mo, ndio wasi misuse slow-mo.
So you're like, this is my shot, right?
Yes.
The moment I slow it down, I am trying to tell you, I want you to look at the detail in a more stretched time, but within the time frame.
Yeah.
Unaelewa?
Yeah.
So when I speed ramp it, sipendi hiyo kitu ati speed ramp, especially it messes me up. And it happened in one of the films I was supervising. I kept telling but alikuwa producer.
Yeah.
Namwekea kwa notes namwambia, do you understand what we're doing, man? Get rid of that. But he's, at the end of the day, ni producer na anataka kushow off na editor. I was like, man, the audience. But nika realize sometimes you could, by the way, as a editor, you could be here and what has been shot is here. And now you have to reduce yourself and see how much you can say. It's the most frustrating thing.
Wow.
Director ako hapa.
Na huko
huku. Yeah, huku. So it's a challenge that's why you hear someone will look at the footage and be like, no, not touching it. In short, they're telling you I'm not lowering myself to that.
So what is a red flag for you in a project? Kiona tu hizi vitu najua hii.
Sinanga, red flag ni wewe. The client, the director, the producer.
Yeah.
You understand? So if because again, like we said, above the line.
Yes.
You need to understand the creative process. That way, even negotiating, it becomes, you're negotiating from a point of knowledge. You are not fixing it in post.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you bring it, because as the MMF, we get a lot of projects where we work on them and it has been brought, umeletewa. So what do? We first go through everything, analyze it, look at it, and then tunakuwekea hapo. And then we write notes for you, tell you, okay, based on the analysis we got, this is where the project is. Based on the first draft yenye tumeona ama the project you presented, you need to be polished. This is where you are. This arc line ama this plot line doesn't make sense. Can you reshoot? Or if it's a documentary, can you add this and this and this? If it's a music video, I love music videos. I love to think about how do I invent a way to tell that story. And that's why unakuta a lot of music video directors, it's so hard for them to transition into film.
Why?
Do you know music video? If you look at, actually the way our music videos are shot, it's bad.
Tell us about it. Now that you edit them, tell us about it.
Watu wanashoot montages.
Hakuna story.
Hata kama story iko,
Yeah.
you can tell what he was trying to tell,
Yeah.
but they misuse dance. They use dance as fillers. Dance is an art.
Yeah.
And the way they cut the dances, it's also done wrongly. Sijui wanna make sense.
I'm trying to get you.
They cut dances based on beats,
Yes,
which is okay.
They cut to the beat.
They cut to the beat.
Yes.
But this choreographer or the dancer took time to design the dance for that beat. Even the way they move, they do what they... It
The
is
styles
based
and
everything.
Yeah.
It's based on the beat, you know. Now, when I come to cut, I need to give it time. Because inatumika kama, you can use it for transition, you can use it as a filler, unaona hapa atu kushoot vizuri. Because this is for the directors and everyone.
Tell them.
Shoot for the edit.
But if they're not editors, what do they do?
Go to school and learn. Ama call an expert, an editor. Bana. No, like, we need to be honest about these things because
Yeah.
how many times I'm sure you fixed an edit and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yes.
How did it feel?
Si ndio nakwambia mpaka unaambiwa get creative. You're like,
And
how
then-
creative can
And then
we
you've
get
been
this?
given, they have this other very weird habit.
Yeah.
Unapewa edit, unaambiwa feature film, you need to give it back in less than 3 days. Ama less than a week.
Ndio hiyo. Na wako serious.
Na ameshoot vibaya.
Na wako serious.
Ameshoot, okay, DP ameshoot because DP has an ego, directors an ego, writers an ego, producers like, man, I need... And as a post-producer, you seated like this. Now I'm speaking as a post-producer. I need to manage the talent who is editing. I need to find vendors who will do color, will do this, will do this, will do... The budget is close to zero. If I split the budget, I'm like, okay, who gets it, who doesn't get it?
Yeah.
Sawa, wacha nipate stand, nimpatie hii kitu yote, and then nikuulize, how much time do you need? I will deal with the producer. Unaona? So in that process, I'm seated like that and I'm like, okay, nime manage situation, but I need 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Do you understand? So when I go again, when you fail to put this person in the decision making, the director won't, for instance, unakutanga editor, sometimes proper directors akina Cameron nini, because we've learned from Seto,
Yes.
they pick, they are editors.
Yes.
These guys are pro editors.
Most of them,
Yeah,
yes.
majority of them are pro editors. If
Yeah.
not, they come with what? With their own editors, and they sit, and then you look at the continuity sheet and script supervisors, which I would like also them to get few lessons on editing. They'll understand your supervision. Sometimes wanafanya it's off. Because what were you supervising if it comes to me and I have to tell you guys to go and reshoot? I have to tell you guys we have
There's
to
a
kill
problem
this scene.
here. Yeah.
You know, we kill it because nothing is working. Unaona?
Yeah.
So once that, also the music is decided in pre-production. So this is where the director has to sit down, assemble the Avengers. Okay, music producer. Based on what you have understood from the script, what do you see?
Yeah.
Kama kuna scene ya dancing, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we record music wa rehearse ama waende waimbe and then tukuje to fix it in post?
Yeah.
You see, there are different ways to approach it. If it's VFX, are we going to call the VFX expert ama pia editor atatoa hiyo green screen atajifunzia huko. No. So, but when you look at it like that, you just realize sometimes you understand where people are and you're like, okay, we can get away with it for now, but how long? Because you're also encouraging a bad habit. We do not honor the workflow.
Yeah.
The workflow is there to save you. The workflow is there to make sure we get the maximum out of everyone without being fatigued, making the environment healthy, making everyone else, feel comfortable at the right pace, maintaining the creativity without burnouts, also sustaining the budget. Yeah.
Interesting. You when we started, you mentioned that you are the secretary of the Association of Film Editors Kenya. And now when you talk about the management of all these things, the team, the communication, and even the workflow, I wanted to just understand just a brief. What is the role of AFEC? What is AFEC and what is the role of AFEC?
Association of Film Editors Kenya is a guild that first has united editors. Aside from uniting them, it has enhanced networking because now it's easier to know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
It's also opened a flow for everyone to know that, okay, the challenges you're going through, I'm also facing them. But on top of that, it has enabled innovation because right now with other collaborations now, it's easier for you to say, for instance, we have a masterclass on DIT. That is, I think, tomorrow.
Yes.
So for those editors who do not understand DIT, because a lot of footage is mismanaged during the DIT. Because as an editor, you need to understand technology, where it's evolving. Now we have AI, right?
Yeah.
How do we not get scared by the new technology? We are saving footage on clouds, our hard drives, they keep being upgraded, spaces, softwares.
Yeah.
Now everyone is shifting from Premiere. We started in Avid, Sony Vegas, now all the way Adobe. Did you edit with Adobe when it was 1.5?
I think I was at 3 because I started with Windows Movie Maker.
You those guys. Man, that's so cool.
Transition year star. I'm an editor. So I started
with
remember
that
Windows
star,
Movie Maker.
And then and then Page.
Yes.
Oh,
so that's how I started for
nice.
me. Yeah.
So because when you look at every software, do you know the most stable? I think the most stable Premiere was Adobe 6. Yeah. CS6. The most stable.
Hiyo ndo nadhani nilianza no, was it? I think it was CS6 where now I was being introduced to now.
Because now it was going to CC.
Yes.
Kidogo transition to CC, and then that's where, okay, as much as you need to understand the bugs. For instance, I was through AFEC, I was able to be a panelist on Hollywood's Association of Cinema Editors, the guild.
Yeah.
ACE. And I realized what Walter Murch, the famous,
yes.
he's going through is what I'm going through.
Just by being on that.
Yeah, just by being on that panel.
Yeah.
And I realized what a South African, Bollywood editor, Asian editor, because we were around the continent.
Yeah.
We had each place with the representative, so I was representing Africa. We realized all of us are going through a similar challenge, just that budget is different and the story is different, the magnitude of the story. But now through AFEC, we have realized Adobe hasn't really consolidated itself, especially in post-production and editing.
Yeah.
Because Brazil is also going through the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's a major conversation with Tempo. They're still, trying to see how do we feature our problems, how do we table them to Netflix and, Adobe and DaVinci, because even Swahili is a major language, but it is not considered, it's not even in the captions,
yes. Yes.
But there are places they have allowed. Kitambo, they did not allow Africans to buy Adobe. But we cracked it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, sini wale wase, mnatunyima tunakuja. We crack it. And yeah, and then someone comes and tells you, simlipia ya 2 years, every month. Oh, I'm not going to pay 5K and yet I'm editing vitu hazinilipi hata 5K.
I get you.
Do you understand?
I get you, yeah.
How do you tell a content creator alipange 2K per month na content ana create analipwa 10K? Na lazima alipe tax.
Na bills zinamgoja.
Na niko na Pirate Bay.
I know.
Crack that thing, man. But, okay, if you have money, buy. But the thing is...
If you have money, appreciate them.
Appreciate it, because it also has a downside to it.
Yes.
And it also has a higher side. Because we're coming from a background whereby we never had anyone... Film has not been appreciated like it's being appreciated now.
Yeah.
Studying film tulikuwa tunajificha. Mi nikiwa Kolea, I told my dad I was... my dad and mom, they knew I was doing journalism. And I had to prove that because I'm a writer. I'm a political person. I used to write for politics, political column.
Articles, yeah.
So they would see it. My dad knew every Wednesday, I'm a Friday. Opinion.
Article iko hapo.
Ataona Monica Mugo hapa, sema, look, my daughter. And then I started, kasema, how long can I fake this thing? Kana nikamwambia, dad, unajua hii kitu nafanya, hii ni passion. I don't even struggle to write, comment on politics.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is this. Akaniambia, nasi ungeniambia. Me, I'm a daddy's girl. So it's like, mami ungeniambia. Namwambia, dad unaelewa tu. Akaniambia, okay, so unataka kudu, bora usifail. Akaniambia, mi niko tu sawa.
Yeah.
Naona. Yeah, so that way we fixed it and I shot with film. Naona. But now you realize with film is a very expensive course.
And career.
And career, by the way.
Yes.
And they don't even... Kwanza venye wanasema wanataka kucertify filmmakers. How do you certify people you do not even have the courses for them?
What is the standardization level? Where do you start?
Where do you start?
Exactly.
A colorist, unaanzia wapi?
Mimi nimejifunza na DaVinci na feel nimeiva
so
alafu naniambia bado
tell
sijatosha.
me which university in Kenya, hata si Kenya, in Africa is going to certify you for color grading. The only proper film schools we have are in South Africa. And kidogo Egypt and Morocco. Sasa niambie, where do we start from?
That is sad.
Why do we have people like akina Sarah Hassan, sijui nani going to state to study, Njoki Mohoho wanaenda New York Film School to study. Unaenda kusoma nini? Kama tuko na hizo vitu huko.
Or why don't we have them?
No, we have them, but
not
the
standards. Capacity. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, they do not have the capacity to hold us. Because you cannot tell me you're going, sahi, nasikia tunaletewa Grammy. Under what capacity?
If we are a beginning, the industry is at the infancy stage. But we want,
we can say it's at the infancy stage, but we have really outdone ourselves. Because sahi ndio tunaingia the golden age ya Hollywood. Do you remember Hollywood, the movies that came in between 90s to 2005?
Yes.
That was the golden age. Because you could tell, say, if this is what they were doing back then, hapo ndipo sasa Kenya inaingia. documentaries zimeingia,
Yes.
but
Yes. Films,
fiction ndio
we
zina
are
catch up.
catching up, yeah.
Because even the budgets ndio tu, because you're now starting to see the creative side of it, and that's why I feel don't fight AI, use it to get you there.
Yeah.
First, we never went to film school, do not have studios that fund your career. Ama ikupeleke straight from South Africa to go and study. Kenya right now, I may realize I'm stuck at content creating. I want to go to the next level, but the only way I can go to that place is I have to go and seek higher knowledge. Why didn't he do it here in Kenya?
Sad.
No. But when you come and tell people bado hatujafika hapo, they feel you're insulting the industry. No, the thing is, before tulikuwa tuna right now our commercials zilikuwa zinakalagrediwa India. Documentaries up to today, just ask these guys, they'll tell you, I'm sure you also know, if they fund abroad, because most of our films are funded.
Yeah.
Technically, our industry is a proxy of other industries. Showmax imeenda, watu wanalia. Why? Showmax poured in a lot of money and it was a subsidiary of South Africa.
Yeah.
Unaona? Technically, we had a mini South African industry here.
Via Showmax now.
Via Showmax.
Yeah.
And is it a good thing? Yes. Showmax may build a lot of careers. Mine short because of Showmax.
Yeah.
And we are doing the films they've done there. They're giving us the scripts and telling us flip it into a Kenyan script. Do you understand? But then they won't give you the budget they're giving you there.
Wow.
Wanakupea almost 20 ama ni 50%.
So where's the quality control now?
Do you understand? So now, you remember the creative leverage?
Yeah.
That's why you need to sit down and say, Mimi kama Stan, if I'm coming on board on this,
Yeah.
how would I approach this with, because if one episode you're doing it at 800K, the 800K kompaka na post-production.
Where?
You need episode ya 45 minutes.
Where?
Go look at the credits. Majority of the guys who are doing this, ana direct, ana color grade, ana edit.
Yeah.
Na kama amepea mtu mwingine ana edit is giving an assistant editor because they can't afford you.
True.
And if they afford you, you have to come on board. Sasa that's where now as a post-producer, if I came on board, I'll say, okay, I want to produce. I will give me 20% ownership. And then I'll bring my team and offload the budget. Yeah. That's what MMF is doing.
Okay. I see now.
It makes sense.
Yes.
But you cannot compare it with people like Sugar. You understand? Sugar has a budget, man. Budget ya Sugar inatosha kufanda whole telenovela here in Kenya. Because post-production yote umepewa artist wamepewa nafanya production yao huko.
I know.
Because we're given a whole album, which also takes me to the next
Yeah.
Next commentary, whereby when I was working for Netflix at a Showmax, do you know when Showmax started? I started with Amof under AP Materi.
Amof.
Amof 1, kulikuwa na Amof 1, African Magic Original Films.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Amof 1. That's how I started film, by the way. I transitioned from weddings to films.
Okay.
They were so overwhelmed. The first time it's happening, Al Jazeera imekuja kuzileza. We've never seen this happen. Na release movie in a week. Technically, my EP is my cousin. So she would release 4 feature films in a week. So she had like 4 editors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then wakakuwa overwhelmed na deliveries. That's how now me and Mariam Isa, the editor for inaitwaji Ruben Odanga, the series. Chana mofa ile ya telenovela Selena, hizo. Yeah, that's how me and her we started doing films. And our first software to use walikuwa, unakumbuka hiyo time ati Final Cut kama Wedit na Mac ati nonsense. You guys, man. Msitusomange ufala. Ati kama mtu ana ati una Mac. Ati una Mac ati wewe ni.
You're not an editor now.
Do you know
Final
that
Cut.
time we Mac mpaka tukarealize Mac can be affected by virus.
It can.
It can. We Mac mpaka ika crash.
Like mlikuwa mnai-overwork.
No, the thing is, tulikuwa na ile uchungu ya. Okay, I told you I'm a technical person.
Yes.
There's a way we pushed GH2, GH3, GH4 mpaka we knew the weaknesses zake.
Yes.
And we knew kwanza GH2, 3 kama sahi 60D Canon.
Yes.
Do you know that's a very good camera?
Right now.
If you give it light.
Yes.
Unaona ilikuwa na weakness ya lighting. Na ukipea lighting vizuri ilikuwa inachapa 5D.
True.
Do you understand?
True, yes.
So tell me now, if as a DP you cannot tell that, because utakuja useme askuna neat video.
Itatoa noise.
And all I need ni one filler ya kuongeza tu light pali tu uweke tu mahali and boom, you've cracked the code.
I get you.
Do you understand? Let's go to dynamic range. Do editors understand these things? You have to understand frame rate, dynamic ranges, because naenda kukupea kama colorist. Unaona? Na need kujua sound ya hii kamera iko aje, as much as kama in case kuna wakati tuna editing una realize camera had a better sound than the recorded one. Because even in recorded sound, we have raw sound ya recorded sound.
Yeah.
We have raw footage and we have compressed footage. We have raw sound and we have the compressed sound. Because kwa raw I can extract as much as I want. It has a dynamic range. I can push it. Color grading, mtu ameshoot hivi. That's why we have videographers and we have DPs. Mtu anakuja na shoot anakwambia manze, I saw one of the, acha ni complain. One of the top producers, very celebrated person, sitasema gender. Ati ameenda kwa social media nasema, why shooting films in 1080? You can even shoot at 720 and Kenyans will be okay. Na na teach university, actually ana head a department.
And Kenyans will be okay with 720.
Like we do not need resolution. Do you think the one who created a resolution was stupid?
There had to be a reason, of course.
Why are you buying iPhone 16?
Exactly.
Si back in iPhone 12 ama ni 11? Baki nayo. Achana new Samsung, baki nayo. Tuone. You see, like small things. And you know, sometimes people talk and you can, editors were trained to, judgment yetu, we're trained to pick things. I can pick 1, 2, 3 from your statement and I'll know this is
the summary ndio kitu unamaanisha.
Nonsense. So we're sitting and I'll be like, okay.
Ni sawa tu. Anyway.
Yes.
You deserve a love that doesn't rush you, that waits for the right focus before pressing record. You deserve a love that chases every moment, adjusts the ISO in the dark and still captures magic. A love that plays with light, breaks rules and plays with angles until every shot feels like true. A love that understands motion because some stories can't stand still. They must move, breathe, dance. A love that knows when to widen the aperture to let more of you in, your fears, your dreams, your unfinished ideas. A love that turns sound into emotion through microphones that don't just hear, but feel. This studio is for the brave, the storytellers, the ones in love with creating. Bring your vision and we'll meet it with passion.